South by Southwest 2023 continues here at the world-famous State Theater with the world premiere of If You Were the Last. We're going to hit the red carpet right now with film stars Anthony Mackie and Zoe Chao.
Hello, South by Southwest.
I am beside myself with excitement.
South by Southwest is like my cinematic home. The audiences here are powerful.
I've always known about South by Southwest. I've always come to this festival, so to have a movie here and premiere here is really, really a delight.
If You Were the Last is a movie about two astronauts stuck in space, and it's been 3 years and they're not sure if anyone's going to save them, and so the question is, should they sleep together? You'll have to find out.
It was a script that upon introspection, it demands a lot out of you. You have to ask yourself questions about where you stand on friendship and love. And it's cool when you find a piece of writing that you go, wow, like I want to like share this with people. I want to build this world out.
It's amazing. I mean, I've built my career on independent film, so it's always important to me to work with directors that have a vision and a voice. And Chris didn't disappoint. He put us in a position where Zoe and I could really explore and learn and support each other.
Yeah, the cast, I mean, without Zoe and Anthony, I mean, I don't think there would be a film.
Zoe Chao is a star. She's unbelievably talented, and Anthony kind of, his work speaks for himself.
Anthony is a real movie star, but also like a 70-year-old man and a 13-year-old boy all in one, and so he is endlessly entertaining. It was wonderful working with him.
There was no judgment. You know, this movie between the two of us was really us giving focus to each other and allowing each other to shine in whatever way we could and we wanted to. And that's what made it so much fun. She's the extremely perfect co-star.
I want first dates to happen with this film. I want older couples to join and like watch this film together and reflect upon their relationship. It's a film for lovers, people who believe in love or want to be reminded of why love is important. I think this is a good film for them.
This is a unique spin on a love story. I think they're just going to really enjoy it. That's all I want.
I love this movie so much. It was incredible when it came in. I had no idea what to expect, and it kept evolving as I was watching. And I'm curious how it came to be. Like, who got the ball rolling, and at what stage did you come on?
Oh yeah, and I mean the inception is definitely Angela. I mean she wrote it. So yeah, maybe you should answer that a little bit of where the story came from. I mean, I know that's deep, but you know, go for it.
That's so deep. Oh goodness, that's a very big question. Where the story came from for me was wanting to write a rom-com and wanting to write it differently, how other people have. It's a tricky genre to get right, hopefully.
Very different.
It's very different, it's very different. But I had avoided it for a while because it just seemed too hard to tackle, but then my mom got sick and I was sad, and so I wanted to write something happy, and this was the script that I wrote at that time. And I think the bittersweetness sort of hopefully comes through in this story. So that's where it initially came from.
Yeah, and then like I spent a year reading Hollywood scripts, and I was like, damn, what? Then I read this one, I was like, oh, holy crap! Like I had a visceral emotional reaction, and I was going through some stuff, you know. And I was like, man, I feel this. I feel it. It felt really good, like reading the words. And I was like, I could see it. And I feel like that feeling of losing something, I could feel it in it. So it just stood out a lot to me, and I wanted to be a part of it so badly. And I was like, talking to Andrew and the Depth of Field team, and I was like, yo, can I be part of this? I did a little test. I did like a little rocket ship test, and it had a vibe and a mood that I think evolved into what the texture of the film ended up being, you know? Like, I even look back at that test now, and I'm like, yeah, that's pretty cool, you know? It's pretty cool. Maybe one day I'll drop it, yo.
And for the actors, I mean, how did you guys come to it? I know this, probably just a standard answer if someone sent you the script, but like, what was your initial reaction? What was, particularly for meeting Kristian, who has his vibe is this movie, like incarnate in real life.
Vibes. I'm a trademark vibes.
Well, there's no one who loves love more than Chris. And he was the perfect person to helm such a beautiful script. Oh, I'm getting emotional. Don't do it.
Let it out, girl.
Oh, God. I actually read the script summer of 2020, 5 months into the pandemic. And it was such a gift to read this beautiful story. And I felt like its thoughts on isolation and abandonment and loss and
Don't do it. I'm gonna do the MC Hammer. You can't cry if I do the MC Hammer.
and resilience and joy, really spoke to me. And I feel like Jane and Adam were on this parallel journey with us. And I just wanted to be in this movie so badly, and then I didn't hear anything for 2 years. And I made peace with being okay, the gift was to read the script, to know that this movie is out there, and I hope it gets made with or without me. And then my agent and then I got the call to be like, hey, do you want to meet Anthony Mackie on a Zoom? And I was like, yes.
It didn't go well.
Did not go well at all.
People don't like me.
And then I got to meet Chris, and it's a dream come true. I can't really believe that we got to make this movie. Mackie?
Love is real. And when I read this script, first of all, shout out to my agent and manager. Shout out to them. Because they brought me this script. I went to them and I was like, yo, I want to do a love story. I want to fucking fall in love, bitch.
Yo, word.
Literally, we had this conversation. You can talk to them. They're here. I said, I believe in love, bitch. True story. And they brought me this weird, awkward script, and they were like, you're so weird. We believe this is the way you love. And I read this script, and I was like, this is fucking love. This is fuck it. I kissed the script. I love you, script, right? And I had this adulterous affair with this script for 2 months. And then I was like, I want to do this movie. I love this movie. I made love to this script. I love this movie. Now I'm married to the script. And here we are.
I like that.
It was a process. We dated for a while.
Now, I've got a bunch of questions, but I will see if anyone out there has any before I keep rolling through. Oh, here we go, right in the middle.
I love the movie. Excellent. For Angela, the conflict in most rom-coms is really terrible. So did you have this conflict in mind, that they overcame, that they worked through? Was this the first thing, or did you work to get this?
So I literally made a list of places I could get two people stuck together who wouldn't otherwise fall in love and have them sort of accidentally fall in love. One of the places was a spaceship, one was a jail cell. And I actually wrote that script too, but it's very different.
Mackie?
So yeah, I wanted to create a situation where it wasn't that someone messed up so bad or told a lie or did one of the kind of generic things, but it was more life getting in the way, right? And that felt more honest to me, so that's where that came from.
I find the film always this kind of subverting tropes, and that was one of the reasons I loved it so much. And I think as a film, just constantly kind of subverting the trope, and you're not quite sure where it's going sometimes, and it keeps you on your toes, makes it exciting.
More questions? I saw another hand earlier.
Love is real, bro. Love is real.
No, we're gonna drop a love album after this.
Love is real.
Kristian, what was your kind of inspiration for deciding to kind of put this in a really out of time place? Because you had, they had the little tape decks.
Yeah.
Even though, yet, Mackie then says, you like Eminem? So it's a beautiful moment of it's kind of,
I like the tapestry of like pop culture, and I think like sometimes love is sharing like a tape, a song, sharing a movie, a film, sharing.
Follow Chris on Instagram, you'll get it. It's the most confusing thing you've ever
Oh, it's
experienced in your
chaotic.
fucking life.
It's true. Follow me though. I need followers. Let's do
It's
it.
very confusing.
But like,
it's a great time.
but it is chaotic in there. Like it'd be like, what's happening this week? No, but to answer your question, I like the tapestry of pop culture, you know, and like I think that sometimes that's what love is sharing something. Like, I imagine this, for me, one of the goals with this film was always like, I hope people fall in love watching it, or share it with people they love, you know, or like have that first date, or you've been in a relationship for like, I don't know, 5 years, and you're like, yo, baby, you want to watch this? Like, you know, it's kind of like that, you know. One of my favorite films is Say Anything, and that's a movie I could always watch with. You know, if I watch that movie with you, I'm macking. I'm like, yo, what up, girl? You want to see this movie?
I'm curious about the style because it's such a good blend of you faking their reality, like presenting to the audience what they are experiencing. And I'm curious, was that on the page? Was that in prep? How'd you come to that?
So on the page, there's like one line in the very beginning that says, "This isn't." You're like, it's like tinfoil stars, and it says, "This is a fantasy." And I love that line. That line hooked me so hard in the beginning of the script. And I was like, yeah, I like fantasies, bro. Like, and I think like it gave me a lot of permission to kind of, it gave me a lot of permission to play and kind of almost, for me, the aesthetic is like kind of really cemented in this idea of trying to create an emotion. So whether it be the colors or the tangible feeling of the materials, because a lot of it is tangible. I always, like when I was talking about the film, when we were like trying to get it up and running, I would always say, oh, I remember when I was a kid and I was in elementary school, I'm making a Valentine for somebody. I'm cutting out a paper heart out of cardboard, putting some glitter, you put your own writing in it. And it's like, man, you're like putting so much effort in, you're being vulnerable, and you're giving it to somebody. You still do that now, don't you? I totally do, yeah. I would do that. I just did it on a massive scale. This is a crazy big ass Valentine. This is the biggest ass Valentine ever, dogs.
He has on green shoes.
I'm a colorful guy, sorry.
It explains everything.
He's right here in the blue.
Well, not trying to brag, but I studied with Benjamin Harkarvey at the Juilliard School.
Boom.
Took classes with Mikhail Baryshnikov, so I don't know if you know him, but he's a Russian goddess, and if you Google Mikhail
What was the
Baryshnikov.
first part of the question?
She said we crushed the dance.
Yeah, I heard amateur.
Yeah.
Not since Kid and Play have we seen dancing this good.
Benjamin Harkarvey and Mikhail Baryshnikov.
I'm gonna pivot this question.
That's it. Bang, bang.
Let's pivot
and
real
I'm
quick.
A great second line dancer.
Angela.
Yo, but what is the question? Sorry, what is the question?
Stompers. What?
Well,
We're a rowdy bunch.
Sure it is. It's for everybody.
Love is your demographic, girl.
You love?
I'm single.
Do you fall in love, lady? It's your movie.
If you like chocolate.
It is for you.
I did hope that. I mean, I wrote the dances into the script, wanting it to be a dance movie, you know, and have that really be a true part of it. Dirty Dancing is one of my favorites that I
I watched Dirty Dancing like a bunch when I was like working on this too, and I kept referencing that, like those dance sequences actually, and boom, I dance too. So I was like, I think from like reading it on the page, I like felt like, oh, their dance is a journey too, and sometimes it's telling you where they're at, you know. So, you know, whether you feel friendliness to like intimacy to tension to something else, you know, there's a little story in there. You could look at it, you'll follow it, you'll find it.
And the choreographer did an amazing
Yeah,
Shout out.
she's here.
Shout out to Maya.
Here.
Maya, there she is, and Diogo.
Yo, they were so cool.
They are the coolest.
They were mad cool.
And it was really cool because we got to work for a week and a half before we started shooting, and it was the best way to get to know each other too, because we are not professional dancers. We are not professional dancers, but he learns choreo really quickly.
It was fun to. I think that was one of the first times. No, I cried a bunch working on this, but I remember I saw the final dance in the studio, and that was a remarkable moment in my life where I was like, damn, I'm watching these two dance, and I like teared up, and I was like, this is gonna work.
All right, I think we got time for one last question. All right, way in the back. Yep.
Oh, I like that.
Shit.
This guy was like,
They
two
better be
for.
real good. This is power.
He was like, yo,
move.
last
They better be
question.
real
I got
good.
two.
This motherfucker.
What a badass. Yeah.
Have you ever heard of crazy glue?
Oh, yeah. These are good questions.
Chickens.
Yeah, I think like I always communicated to the team and any of the art department on every level, because there were so many people involved in that, you know, whether it be from even the post side and the stop motion and the set building, and it was kind of a monumentous task, you know. We are, you know, indie, so like that was like, but there was definitely like a little engine that could kind of energy to it. We were like pushing the whole time and trying to figure it out, and I think like it's definitely a cozy energy, right? Like it has like this feeling of warmth. It's supposed to feel kind of like a roomie's apartment in space energy, you know? And I thought that was always cool to cement it on that. And I really like art direction and strong aesthetics. So like and magical realism. So those things all guided it. But like you said, there was always like an emotional root behind it all, and trying to like build a world that felt like an emotion. And hopefully it sounds like it came through. But how was it acting in that set, guys?
It was great.
It was amazing.
No, it was. We were the 30th production to get up during the time we were shooting in New Orleans, and our crew had such tremendous heart, and were gritty and scrappy, and we luckily didn't get sick. I mean, it feels like
No COVID.
such a I feel like making any movie is a miracle. You know, it takes so many people, and I just think it was really magical shooting in New Orleans.
Magical.
Fell in love with that city. He is the mayor of New Orleans.
He is.
City.
And it
Look it
felt
up.
like we were protecting our crew. You know, it felt like we were all in it together. Just like Jane and Adam were in it together in their little bubble, and so it kind of mirrored the experience.
Hell yeah.
All right, well, I think we have to end it on that, but I will.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Tell
you
your
all.
friends, tell your families. fill up the go do it.
Yeah, remember to vote right here. These are the instructions. Pull out your phone.
Oh, yeah, go vote right
and
now.
Vote
do
right
that.
now.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
And that is a wrap for the world premiere here at South by Southwest 2023 of If You Were the Last. Keep checking back for more premiere coverage here from Austin, Texas. Until the next one, drinks are on me.